Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Trail Pass. So while we're waiting on more parts for the FJ to come in, while we redo some of the suspension components, we have a new vehicle here in the garage. No, I did not go out and buy a Jeep. This 2014 Sahara actually belongs to my aunt and uncle. Huge thanks to them for letting me borrow it. And today we're going to install a Sunrider for hardtop, a new Bestop product. Basically what that does is these new hardtops for the Jeep Wrangler actually have sort of like a T-top setup on top. So you can just take the front two panels off. They're laying right here. And the reason you do this is kind of have an open air experience without going through all the trouble to remove your hardtop. So some of the advantages of this are obvious. You have all the benefits of a hardtop. You know, the security, some people think it's a lot quieter, safer, whatever, but you do have all the advantages of a hardtop. Then you can pop these freedom panels off, and then you have kind of like, I would say maybe an extended sunroof, let's say. Now, the product we're gonna be installing today is basically goes in place of those two freedom panels up here, and they'll replace those freedom panels entirely with a basically half soft top, and that is what the Sunrider top is by Bestop. So looking here at the instructions, it says it'll take about 1 hour to complete. It is moderately easy, and actually the tools are pretty limited there. So hopefully this will be a quick and painless process. We went ahead and removed those freedom panels. That is a really quick and easy process, but the negative is you have to find somewhere to store these things. They are kind of large and cumbersome. Not exactly a quick setup. So hopefully this new Sunrider top will fix all of those issues. So the first step here is very straightforward. Looks like we have some great directions here to work with, but the first step is just to go around this upper track here where the freedom panels set and go ahead and clean all of the debris so you have a nice clean mating surface when you go to install the new Sunrider top. So I'll go ahead and do that now. So with all that cleaning out of the way, we'll go ahead and take these two door rails and install them above each door with the supplied thumb screws. So with the first thumb screw there installed on each door rail, I went ahead and set the Sunrider top up on top, kind of resting it there on the remainder part of the roof and kind of on that sport bar in there. So this is more or less what the roof will look like in its back position. You'll be able to ride around like this, kind of enjoy some open air experience, but we'll go ahead and move on to the next step. So again, that Sunrider top is not currently secured. Go ahead and put two more thumb screws in there and get it all tightened down. All right guys, so at this point we have all four of the Bestop thumb screws on and installed. Now we go ahead and install the factory thumb screw there through the sport bar and these T30 Torx headed screws. Go ahead and install all those into the brackets and we will get everything snugged up. Now at this point, we do not have those thumb screws completely tight. They are just on there enough to catch a couple threads so you can still continue to move around the Sunrider top should you have to get everything else aligned. So the next step, once you have all those screws started, is go ahead and grab these little brackets here. They got a little foam piece. And I'll show you where they go right inside the cab here. So if you can follow camera up through here, right here is where they go. And basically what you're doing is you're sandwiching the existing hardtop, which is there in white, between the actual Sunrider top and this little bracket. Then you tighten it all down with the two T30 screws. So with all those Torx bolts installed and tightened down, the final step is just to go around and tighten all of those thumb screws. So I went ahead and did that off camera. Now is the moment of truth to see how good your work actually is. So go ahead and flip this top closed. Really easy to do. It doesn't get in a bind or anything. Really, really easy. And you go ahead and check that seal of where the Sunrider top from Bestop meets the actual Jeep hardtop. You're looking kind of around that seal, making sure it is tucked into place, kind of down in the groove. There's no bulges, there's no large gaps. This one does look pretty good. If there are any little corners or anything that you want to fix, all you have to do is kind of get the edge of your finger in there, kind of push it into the seal and make sure it all fits good. Again, you want to make sure everything is tightened down at this point, But this pretty much is where you're done with the hardware. So congratulations if you made it this far. And go ahead and latch it here from the inside. We'll do that in a second. But then when you want to go ahead and open it up, you can flip it back there. Make sure it clears your garage door opener. That's an important step. But you can see here there are two bars that are kind of part of the Sunrider frame. And your last two pieces here in the kit are these little straps. They're just little Velcro straps. So they would fit just right in here around these two bars, and that will keep the Sunrider top back when you want to cruise down the road. But more or less, this is the way it'll look. Again, this is really convenient if you have a hard top. If you have a soft top, you might already have a similar setup to this from the factory. But with the hard top, to get this kind of experience, you'd have to stop, take the actual freedom panels off, and then you'd have this kind of open top experience. Here with the Sunrider top, you have, again, all the benefits of the hardtop, but if it's a pretty day, you want to stop at a stoplight, it would only take but a few seconds to flip this down and enjoy that open air experience. So let's try it out. So here's a look at what the Sunrider top looks like closed, and honestly, I think it has a great look. Here on this red Sahara, it does break up the red a little bit, and if you had a black top, a black hard top that is, it would really blend in well. But overall, it has a really nice look to it. The fit and finish is good. You can see the Bestop kind of badges there. And overall, I really do think this adds to the usability of a hardtop Jeep. I see so many hardtop Jeep owners where they really never take their top off, because it is kind of a process, let's say. It's not necessarily hard, but I think we can all agree that it is a process. Plus, you still have to find somewhere to put those pesky freedom panels. So here with this setup, you don't really need to worry about those freedom panels, and you can go ahead and cruise in comfort. I don't necessarily even think this is just a summertime type mod. I think you could use this year round. Soft top Jeeps and even partial soft tops like this are not like Jeeps of the past. They're not floppy, they're not loud. They are much, much more comfortable than, like, say, if you had a CJ in high school. So I think you ought to at least give this a try. Plus, I think you're a lot more likely to enjoy the open top experience if you have something like this where it is kind of at your fingertips at any point. But let me know what you all think down in the comment section. Thank you all so much for watching. If it's your first time stopping by, please consider subscribing. It really does help us out. Also, if you're interested in any of the tools that we use on the channel, be sure in the description to check out our Amazon affiliates program to get yourself hooked up with some of those tools. But thank you all very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We'll catch you next time.